And let's welcome my co-host, Alison Scimeca, who is also a realtor with Compass.
Hey, guys.
So this week, Alison and I, we went out and we found 3 of our favorite new listings that we're going to be sharing with you today. So Alison, just right before we get started, how was your week? What was your week like?
Well, I'm wearing a grandpa sweater today, so it's gotten a little cold and rainy. I don't usually get to talk about the weather on my podcast because it airs days after I record, but I can say this now because we're live. It's cold out. My week was fine. How about yours?
So my week was good. I definitely enjoyed our warm weather that we had from Monday through Thursday. So I think that's why we're feeling a little bit colder today. How is the market? I feel like the market really, last week we talked about what we've noticed in the market. And for me personally, I haven't experienced a huge change, but I think you may have experienced a little something. Or what is your experience for this week?
Well, for anybody who's watching, you and I obviously have to talk before the show. And so we talk about our listings that we're going to pick. And from one day to the next, my life changed drastically because I had a very slow fall, which was frankly kind of fine because I've had a busy year. But I got 3 calls yesterday from people who want to buy,
Awesome.
and then you're in the near future. So, we can't always predict these things, obviously. Actually, we really can't predict them at all. So I anecdotally am finding that it's picking back up a little bit, but I think it's person by person.
Awesome. Well, we will check in next week because we always do. Alison, what listing are you sharing with us today?
I am showing a beautiful house that I love in Truxton Circle. So if you want to pull it up, then I can start walking people through.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, you're going to tell us why this was one of your favorite listings. I am excited to hear.
Yeah. So I'll just start by saying that row homes in general are not something that I typically gravitate towards, and especially like federal style row homes. But, I'm all about style, character, uniqueness. And when I saw this listing, that's immediately how I felt about this one. And so at this photo we have right now, it's the one with the greenery on the front, really cool. Which I was like, okay, cool. Like I can imagine saying like, yeah, come to the house that's got, the greenery all in the front. It's just different and unique. And then you'll see when we go into the interior, immediately you're hit with this staircase that was painted blue. And wow. A lot of this stuff, again, like I try not to pick places that are just based on style because those things can change. If you don't like the style, you could repaint those stairs. Mm-hmm. But it's for the same reason that people fall in love with places that are staged versus not. Like, that it packs a punch, and this one certainly does. So the blue staircase I thought was really super cool and made it feel like a unique space. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of greenery throughout this whole home as well, which makes it feel like a really kind of like an urban oasis kind of feel to it.
I love the red door that's there.
Yeah. I like also the vestibule on the left. So what's interesting is that everything in real estate has trended open concept for the last 10, 15 years or so. Mm-hmm. And this home actually doesn't totally have that. And I found myself really drawn to it because it felt different because every new home has these wide open spaces, and the home I'm in currently is exactly that same way. Literally the first floor is completely open. And while it's beautiful, if it's not neat and it's not kept up well, then you see it from whatever room you're in.
Right.
So I kind of found myself liking some of these segmented rooms a little more than I used to. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so going back from the living room, this is like the little dining area, and then it shows you into the kitchen. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. You see the kitchen and it's open. If you're in the kitchen, you can see out. But it's not like your dishes are on display easily for everybody. But this, yeah. So, I mean, I really like that aspect of the house. And if you want to go to the next photo, this one was the one that ultimately was what made she said. So this is like a really compact but effective family room where you can watch TV. It's removed from everybody else. It's not that front room that we saw where it could be, that could be more of a sitting room. This is like your family room, right? Like you're laying there. I was imagining, like, I love the color. Like I'm homesick and I want to watch movies all day and I just don't want anyone to bother me. Like that's my room. Or You can make this into an office very easily, or, I could just imagine doing my podcast and our show there, like, cause it's got natural light, but it also is its own separate room. So just really love this particular room.
Now, is that room, are there floors, the stair?
So there's multiple floors of this house. Yeah. So this is,
are the stairs the same color as the walls in this room?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think they're similar.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we could find out the color of the paint if anybody wanted, because this is our colleague Sean's listing at Compass, so we could find that out very easily. But again, is this your kind of wallpaper? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I just thought, wow, like they really went for it. They've got this bold wallpaper in here. Frankly, I love it. I would keep it. I love half baths with character, so this was really cool. Also, for those people who are listening who don't know, wallpaper is really expensive, and wallpaper is very hard to find somebody good to put up. And so if it's already there and you like it, I would say not to buy a house based exclusively on that, but it's really good if it's already there and done. Yes.
Nice.
So this is in the primary bedroom. So it's not a huge bedroom, but it's a good size. And I love the cutout. What they did here is they left some of the exposed brick and made it a nook above where the bed would go. And you can do this because the bedroom is such a shape that it's obvious that the bed has to go on this wall. And so you can do that. If you really wanted to, you could cover it up, right? Like with a big piece of art or something. But as somebody I have a ton of art. I have a lot of stuff that I want to display. I mean, clearly look behind me. Okay. So things like that are awesome. They're just like special little places where you can display whatever you have.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Yep. So this is another room. So yeah, so again, you've got this exposed brick, but you've got the shelving. I mean, I can keep pointing to what's behind me, but clearly this is all speaking to me for a reason. But when you need places to put stuff when you live anywhere, frankly, but when you live in the city, storage is hard sometimes. So doing something creative like this, like building in bookshelves into a wall, is just a really effective use of your space. And so is this desk, which is also built into the wall. Yeah, I mean, it's a wide angle lens, so it's really hard to really understand the dimensions of this room. But you can get an idea when you see how the couch fits in. But, this is a supplementary room. So the fact that this isn't huge is not a bother to me. The fact that it's effectively used with things built in, that's what I'm drawn to.
And I love the ceiling fan. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yep. And so, washer dryer, yay. We would come to expect that, but you can just see into that room that we were just looking at. And another bedroom here. Again, they've got the cutout into the exposed brick. So, I mean, I'll say this is about a 1,700 square foot place. So, of course, that would make sense that the rooms aren't ginormous, but the fact that you have 3 bedrooms is, or could be used as bedrooms, is great. As long as the bedroom that I'm in for my primary bedroom is big enough, I'm okay with the other supplementary bedrooms being on the smaller side. And also this home is, it's under $1 million. And so, it's an affordable option.
Let's show this one.
Okay. So now we're on the outside. Again, I kind of talked about the lush greenery. They have, like planter boxes, like raised beds, which is great. Like I love to garden. I don't have that at my place right now. So that's really cool. You've got the decking where you can sit. And when we pull back to the next photo, you're going to see another awesome feature that this home has, which is a pergola in the back with, again, more kind of vines going over. I'm not sure if those are grapevines or what kind of vining that is, but I think we've got another photo or two we really get to see underneath it. If not, basically there are, the way that they've had it set up is like table, chairs. There's obviously shade that comes from that pergola. Pergolas are super unique and I think very cool, offering you an ability to get some sun, but not get, I mean, we all know it gets hot here. We were just talking about how I'm wearing a grandpa sweater and it was cold today, but in the summer, it's like the opposite. It's, 100 million degrees. And so you do need some shade and that offers you some really cool, different looking shade. And you're feeling like you're outside in I don't want to say the wilderness, but you're outside in like the lush greenery, but you're in the middle of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have said that this is in Truxton Circle, and a lot of people don't really know where Truxton Circle is. So I figured I would really quickly explain it. It's south of Bloomingdale and LaDroit, and it's east of Shaw. So it's a tiny little pocket where if you live in and around there, you probably know where it is. But even a lot of people who live in DC don't. I don't think people were really referring to Truxton for a bit. It started getting referred to more in the last, I'd say, 5-10 years. So anyway, so that was my pick. There's an open house Sunday from 1 to 3 if people want to stop by. And if there are things in there that had character that you didn't like, remember that those things can be modified.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to keep the stairs blue. You don't have to keep all of the plants outside, right? You don't have to keep that wallpaper, even though if you didn't, I think that would be silly. But you can, you can obviously modify it. So
Awesome. Very, very nice. I really like that one a lot. And as we went through, I saw exactly why you picked it. So yes, I could see elements of Alison in this listing. So very nice. All right, so we're going to move on. I found a listing this week that really spoke to me. Just getting over a little cold. So we used to live in Brookland, Northeast. And so this listing is located in Brookland. Let's pull it up just so you guys can see the address. And there's an interesting little fact that I have to share about this house. The owners of this house used to, they still do. They're the owners of Brooklyn Finest. So Brooklyn Finest is one of the hangout restaurants that's located in Brooklyn. And then they're also the owners of the Pug, the dive bar that's located in Capitol Hill. So just a little interesting tidbit I just thought I'd throw in. When I look at this house, let's pull it up. It's very cottagey kind of look. It has a farmhouse look. It's a row house, or we can call it a semi-detached house. It has a huge backyard, which we'll show you at the end, but I really love the front porch. You can sit out on the front porch, and it's located on Kearney. It's 1016 Kearney Street, which is a great street in Brookland. So when we walk into the house, let's take a look. When we walk inside, it has beautiful hardwood floors throughout. Very nice, lots of windows, so you get great light, recessed lighting. I love the fireplace, and I love the fact that there's a little half bath on the first level, and it's that door that's right next to the fireplace, if you can see that. When we go in, here's another look of the windows and the great light that you get in the home. The next room, it looks like, so the fireplace, as you can see, it has like a little angle, but when you look straight through, there's a great, kind of like a galley kitchen, but it's opened up. So that helps, because a lot of times, if you're not a fan of a galley kitchen, when you have the opening into the next room, it really helps out. So just going a little bit farther in, gorgeous dining room. You have the farmhouse style pennant lights throughout the house. In the kitchen, there's a butcher block counters, as you can see, the butcher block counters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
I love that. So you don't have to take out your cutting boards because you just have them right there, right?
Yeah.
And then you also have the porcelain sink in the kitchen. So just really nice. So I really I love this just because it's so clean lines. It's really bright. Look how big that kitchen is. In our house, I'll tell you, our kitchen, our refrigerator is always stuffed. And so if you can get a refrigerator that large in your kitchen, that's a plus. So that's just a great space for that particular refrigerator. Now, I will tell you one thing about this, that this is Ed Karp's listing, and he's also with Compass. And one thing that he shared with us was that they tried to keep to the original home. So they didn't fully renovate it. They did soft renovations, or they slightly refurbished it. And so they did things like, Alison, are you familiar with, what is it called? Community Forklift?
No.
So Community Forklift is a store where you can get like like used things or unique pieces. And you'll notice that upstairs when we get to the bathroom that they use these countertops that they got from Community Forklift. They also replaced the doors. They found these doors in Community Forklift that look like the original doors. And so they put those into the house and refinished those and painted them and added them back into the house like original doors would have been. But if you see this room, mud room, yay, we need a mud room in my house. When we come in, our things go right on the floor because we don't have a mud room right along the wall, and it's always trafficky right when you come in. So mud room, or it could be a pantry. I mean, I think this is really great. I think every house should have a mud room.
Yeah.
So upstairs, here's the master bedroom. Master bedroom was extremely large, he said, and I love this master bedroom. There's a skylight, and I love skylights. The floors are downstairs. They were refinished hardwood floors, and upstairs they were finished in place hardwood floors, which is nice because you can tell that they match the floors from the upstairs to the downstairs. And then they also added a master bath because there was a lot of space in the house. So as you can see, those drawers right there, when we talked about the Community Forklift, the drawers, the vanity, the wood, that was from Community Forklift.
Oh,
so
cool.
So great bathroom. So I really love this, but we haven't even gotten to my favorite part. So favorite parts are, let's pull this one. We're getting there. So here's this is Alison, this is your listing. Hold on.
My listing photo.
I know.
Oh my gosh, they've got the same bedroom in both listings.
They have the same bedroom in both listings, yes. Okay. Okay, so here is one of the bedrooms downstairs. Let's just make sure we have the correct one. Yes, actually upstairs. So if you look closely, let me make it really big. You see that little extra room? This is the third bedroom. I didn't show a picture of the second bedroom, but you see that little extra space? So that could be an office or a little play area. Isn't that cool?
Very.
So I really love houses that have these like little nooks, and that's a close-up view of the office. So I'm gonna get to, in just a second, we'll show you the backyard, because that's the best part of the house. It's the deck in the backyard. But I just want to show you really quickly this bathroom. Check out the chandelier in that bathroom.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's kind of Allison-like, don't you think?
I have that exact chandelier in my first condo ever.
Really?
Yeah, my first condo turned rental. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is, here's the basement. So the basement it's just a full space with a full bathroom downstairs. So the basement could be, you could be a rec room, in-law suite. It could be anything that you would like. There's so much potential. They've refinished it. And then here it comes, the back patio. How gorgeous is this back patio? It's really it's really large. You can have a dining table and a sitting area. And then here is the backyard. So I don't know if you guys know, but I have a Great Dane named Scooby, and he would love this backyard. He absolutely would love it. And if you look a little bit closer, there's a fire pit. So you see the fire pit that's back there?
Man, that's the thing about Brooklyn. You can get a lot of space in those backyards. It's one of the neighborhoods where you tend to get a lot of space.
So absolutely. And then here's a close-up. So the owners, they also did gardening. So you can see that some remnants of their garden areas that they had, which is really nice for people that are into that. And then that's the house. I mean, I'm trying to think if we missed anything. We talked about there's the fireplace. There was a beautiful brick wall when we first came in. If you guys go back, that they painted white throughout. So you may miss it or you may not notice, but it's very nice. The basement ceilings are really high. There is an open house on Sunday, he said, from 1 to 4 on Sunday.
Well, I mean, the good news is that if we did forget any details, because I'm already thinking of some I forgot for my listing, people can reach out to us and we can help answer those questions for them. So
absolutely. So I will say this is a very, very hot home. It's in Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. We used to, like I said, we used to live there in Chancellor's Row and the EYA homes. So very familiar with the Brooklyn area. You have Monroe Street Market. You're 3 blocks from the metro. It's just a great neighborhood. So
nice.
All right. So, well, guess what? We have one more that we want to share with you. And Alison and I think we have more similar tastes than we think. Because whenever I've gone to Alison's house, I love Alison's house. She has such a great taste. So we both have agreed that this next listing is one that we both have in common. So I'm going to let Alison start it, and I'll just jump in a little bit as we go, and she's going to tell you about this listing. So actually. Yes, go ahead.
So I'll start by saying, so this is a mid-century modern home. Karen lives in a mid-century modern kind of enclave in Maryland. I do not. I live in Bloomingdale, as we've talked about last week. But mid-century modern homes are something we both love. And this particular listing is around the Lake Barcroft area, which is one of the areas in DC, Maryland, Virginia that has a large number of these types of homes. I also just really want to quickly note that all three of our listings were under 900,000 this year, or this week, which is, I mean, for this area, like that doesn't happen a lot. So three great, options that are well under $1 million. Anyway, going back to this listing. So what's the deal with mid-century modern homes? Why do we love them? Because generally speaking, they have tons of windows and glass. They have lots of lookout points. They have open concept, but not like one single floor totally open. They're segmented and funky in different ways. Sometimes it's because sometimes they have fireplaces. It really depends on the model home and who designed it. But this one, here you go. I mean, you've got a perfect example of the angles of the glass of the windows. It's just like what the word says, mid-century modern. These were built in the 60s mainly. But they're modern. They're still modern by today's standards. So, I mean, look at this.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm just going to be silent for the next 5 minutes of the rest of this, because that's really like the pictures speak for themselves. It's just breathtaking, the amount of glass and light that you get streaming into this house.
I know. That's my favorite. I love tons of windows. And I will say, when we first moved into our home, if you're not used to living in houses with lots of windows, it takes a little while to get used to it, but eventually you get used to it, and it's not a big deal to have a house with just tons of windows.
Yeah. I imagine that. Actually, it's funny that you're saying it now, because the angle of the sun changing this time of year, the sun is streaming in through this window to my right. So, so even I have to get used to that. So not to say that I'm sure you're not putting window treatments on those windows really,
No.
I'm sure you can in some ways, because that would detract from it.
Yeah.
But I mean, just look at this cascading light. It's incredible.
Right.
But
now, I will say some people can do the blinds where they just come down at one. So there are mid-century homes in our neighborhood where people have blinds, and so at night they'll pull them down. But majority of people keep them open.
Yeah, or they have to be styled right? I mean, you've got to get the exact right style. It's got to be very simple, and it has to be so when it pulls up, it's not messing up the sight lines and how the windows look.
Yeah. Here, let's show this one really quickly. So this area, if you notice, there's refinished floors. The floors are gorgeous. And they also refinished the wood along the walls here. You're going to see the stairs and here. So the wood is just gorgeous.
Yeah, that paneling is great. I mean, my dad has paneling in his office back in around the Albany, New York area. And I mercilessly teased him for it still being up, but now it's kind of back in. So now I think you should keep it there. I think it's awesome.
Right. And this is, so this home, Lauren was telling us, this is Lauren Culver of Coldwell Banker. This is his listing. And he was saying that with this house that it hasn't really been touched. It's pretty much the original home. So they did, they've refinished floors, but it's still so you could probably come in, if you wanted to come in and take down some things or open it up, the potential is there, but it's in its original form, and it was built in 1953. So let's show you this one. That fireplace is gorgeous. And once again, look at the floors, look at that room, look at the patio. It's just it's amazing.
The angled vaulted ceilings and that too. That's something I also love about these mid-century modern homes is it's, the angles. I always when I post on my own Instagram one, I'm always writing angles. I just think that those are so cool and different. Also, it probably means you don't have a flat roof, which is a whole different discussion.
Right.
Which is good. So, but yeah, okay. So going on, so the kitchen's more of a galley style, like you were talking about, which makes sense. And in most mid-century moderns that at least we've talked about, I feel like in recent weeks on here, that's what they usually are, unless they've taken walls down. I'm okay with it. It affords a lot of counter space, and with all those windows there, it's like, who cares? It's not like a dark galley kitchen. It's open and airy and light.
Right. That's what I was going to say that I like about this kitchen is that you still have the row of windows. So you can look out and, look at the nature, look at the neighbors while you're cooking.
Keep an eye on Scooby. Make sure he's not running away.
Exactly. This is a picture of one of the bedrooms. Look at the windows. Look at the light. Imagine waking up to this.
No, I can't.
Yes. So this house is really, really hot too. As I was talking with Lauren today, he was getting calls on it. And so we had to go. So this is, when I say a very hot home, living in Lake Barcroft, it's just a gorgeous area. I don't know if you guys are really familiar, but there's 5 beaches in Lake Barcroft. They have swimming, they have fishing, they have tons of great community events. So Lake Barcroft is just a gorgeous area. And it was originally built to be a year-round vacation place. That was, one of the original uses. And so I was told that neighbors that move into this area, you have to have a really good reason to move out, because most people don't move away. So here's another, that was from the beginning. We have a few more shots to just show you of this gorgeous mid-century home. Alison,
this bedroom here with a storage up top, I think is just really, really cool too. I mean, I feel like if you listen to this show for more than 2 weeks, you're going to hear us harp on the same kinds of things, but that's okay because we're the one picking the listings. But I mean, storage. Look at all the closets too, right? It's like, and for me, I have to say, I'm also focused on the price on this one. Yeah. It probably will go for over asking. That's my guess. But this is a full mid-century modern home for $850,000 and it's Lake Barcroft is a community, but this home is right near the water. So there are some that are pulled back. Like I actually dated somebody who lived on Whispering Lane before, and he was at the very beginning of it. So you had to walk a good 10, 15 minutes to get down to the water, whereas this one's very close. Right. If you notice with the closets, this theme is throughout. Like you see the openings where you can put storage. So in the hallways, the closets are like that, and there's a few other rooms. So that theme is all throughout the house. Check out that mid-century bathroom, the original pink. That was one of the colors in a lot of the mid-century homes. I love it. I literally just did a post on Instagram like a week or two ago about just really leaning in to original bathrooms or kitchens, and instead of ripping them down, like renovating in the style that they were. And this is a great example. You could find some really cool wallpaper to accent, that could go with that pink, and it looks almost like a sagey green color. You could do some really cool stuff in this bathroom for sure. Well, here is a picture of the basement. So it's a 2-level home. So this is the downstairs, I guess, like family area. And it's really big. I love the fireplace. This room is really large. There's windows that you can't see in this picture that are just a row of windows on the backside. So that's really, really nice. Here's my favorite. Oh, not yet. We haven't gotten there. So this is one of the bedrooms. Let's show you really closely. I love the windows. This is one thing about homes with lots of windows. You just get amazing light. Yep. And this is the downstairs area. You can see the 2 bedrooms that are right there. And that's the stairs where you go up to the 2nd level, which you'll see in a second. There's 2 entrances to come in. So you can come in from downstairs and go upstairs, or you can come in from the upstairs, one of the glass doors from the patio outside. But gorgeous. Look at that patio. I know. That exterior area is phenomenal. And there's another. Now this shot kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the neighborhood that's in Colorado Springs, but it's a mid-century modern neighborhood where all the homes are
built within nature. It's kind of like bringing the outside to inside. So and it has tons of trees, very much like this. So this reminds me of Cutter Rock Springs a lot.
I agree.
So, yeah. Allison, one more. There's a huge long driveway for parking, so tons of parking space. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. The square footage of this home is 1170. It's 4 bedrooms and 2 bath. So 4 bedrooms and 2 bath. And there's also an open house on Saturday, tomorrow, from 11 to 1. So if you want to go see this house.
And Sunday 2 to 4. There's both. Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, there's both. And this is the kind where if you want to go and you just want to see it, then open houses are great. But if you're really interested, you'd want to hop probably soon to get ahead of everybody else, or try to, and really dig in and get the details.
Yeah.
Phenomenal house.
And a few more things. There's 2 fireplaces. There's one that's gas burning, and then there's one that's wood burning. So you have 2 fireplaces.
Nice.
This home, they are having offers to do on Tuesday. And however, they did say that the owner still has the opportunity to take an offer before Tuesday. So it's nice. So if you really like this house, you want to get in there, you do not have to wait till Tuesday to submit a good offer. So
no, you don't. And we can give people a little tidbit on here, which is just because there's an open house doesn't mean it's going to necessarily happen. People can cancel open houses. So it's good that if you do see something and you're looking, that you jump when you can. If you have to go to an open house, by all means, you can go then and wait till then. But don't let the open house stop you from going sooner.
Yes. And I will just say, I mean, the house is in great condition. They did a wonderful job. Has a lot of character. Yeah. So I can't say it's a great house.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, those are our 3 picks for the week. If you agree with any of our comments, leave them. We would love to see what your thoughts are on our 3 choices this week. And next week we will be back with 3
new ones.
Yeah. And these are hot. These just came on the market. And I forgot to mention that the Kearney Street that I showed earlier, let me just show it really quickly. This home, I forgot to tell you how many bedrooms it is. It's 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. So.
All right.
Well, thank you for tuning in to New Listings at Noon. I'm Karen Ringo.
I'm Alison Scimeca.
And we will see you soon. Bye.